Okay, we're recording. All right, so this is our getting started right call, and full disclosure, this is a new thing for me. So if it's a little clunky, I apologize. But what I'm going to do is really quickly go through the getting started right guide that you should have received in your email if you're a brand new boot camper. If you're an OG, I attached it to one of the emails that I sent probably a few weeks ago with the meal plan. If you are looking at this tonight and you're like, I've never seen this before in my life, just let me know and I can send it to you. So I'm going to screen share and go through this. All right. Okay. So like I said, if you're a newbie, this is in your email. So first, I'm just going to go through each of these elements so that everybody knows for sure how to access everything and what our nutrition is going to look like. And then I am going to open it up for questions and then maybe pick on a couple of our OGs and get their just their recommendations for how to make the most out of this group. So everybody knows Beachbody On Demand. We are so thankful for this right now, right? I mean, we all have home fitness routines already, all of us OGs, but if you're new, this is kind of a like non-negotiable right now. If you want to stay on top of your fitness, this is your only option, and we're so thankful for it. One thing I want to say about Beachbody On Demand is it is going to be very tempting for you to look at everything that's available and want to hop around and say, today I'm going to do this workout, and then I'm going to maybe do this program tomorrow, and then the next day do this thing. I want to discourage you from doing that. If you want to take a couple of days and peruse and see what's out there, great. But my biggest piece of advice for utilizing Beachbody On Demand successfully is to pick a program and do it from start to finish. Okay. The reason why is because these programs were created by some of the top fitness professionals in the world, and they have been formulated specifically to maximize your results. So there's a reason why there are workout calendars that go with the different programs, because you're supposed to do them in order to maximize your results. All right. So why don't everybody in the chat go ahead and send me a chat of what program you are doing this month, or at least what you're starting on this month. I'm doing 10 rounds. I'm in the middle of it. We're finishing up week 3. I'm a couple days behind, but loving 10 rounds. If you're a newbie, you have access to 10 rounds because that's the challenge pack that you bought. So I am loving it. You will notice that every program you do is different. When you log on to Beachbody On Demand, and I'll go ahead and just see if I can do this. I'll walk you through this. If my computer will go quickly. So you can access Beachbody On Demand on your computer, on any streaming device. Download the app. It should be pretty simple to use. If you ever have problems logging in, I will say right now, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but it's making me change my password like every day. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But I will say that I changed it once, and then I actually haven't had to change it again because it'll say you need to change your password, and then I just click enter again and it lets me in. So I don't know. Try that if you're struggling with that. But okay, so what I want to show you in Beachbody On Demand is the program materials. So if you go to workouts and you click on your program, so I'm doing 10 rounds. Over here, you'll see program materials. This is where you can find the program calendar. Now, BOD is really, oh, am I like freezing for you guys? Y'all are doing something funky. Okay, good. BOD is really great in that it has it all in order when you log on, but just so that you can know what's coming, I highly encourage you to download the program calendar so you can see what you're doing. Now, if you buy like a challenge pack or a completion pack for a new program launch, you'll get a physical calendar in your challenge pack. So if you ordered the completion pack for 10 rounds, you got a big version of this, but know that every program on BOD has a calendar that comes with it and the program materials. Okay. Now, equipment, most programs, the only equipment you need are dumbbells. You can find those literally anywhere. Amazon is great, especially right now since you can't leave your house. One thing I wanted to shout out on this is if you don't have a good mat that you like, the Beachbody Comfort Core mat is the best mat there is. It is so squishy and wonderful. So you can find that on, just log on to Team Beachbody. And if you're signed up as a discount coach, you also get 25% off of materials like that as well. So go ahead and check that out. All right, so we already talked about one program from start to finish and accessing your program materials. All right, now let's talk about nutrition. One thing that we don't talk about very much, but I wanted to draw your attention to is on Beachbody On Demand, you also have access to so many nutrition resources. So if you go up to the top and click on nutrition, there are all of these programs. Now, some of them you have to unlock by purchasing them, but if you scroll down, these are all free. So the Fixate Cooking Show, which is with Autumn and her brother Bobby Calabrese. She's the creator of the Ultimate Portion Fix. They have a cooking show. There's tons of Shakeology information. But if you keep scrolling down, you can click here where the recipes are, and y'all, like, it's endless, okay? Endless recipes. So just go to town here. Now, on Beachbody On Demand, go to the Fixate channel and watch these videos, okay? So I told you exactly how to log in and find them. Containers 101, Pantry Raid, and then do the things that you learn in that video. And then both of the meal prep videos. This is gonna lay a really good foundation for what am I even doing with this nutrition thing. But I do want to spend a good chunk of our time tonight here because it does not matter how hard you work out, you cannot outwork bad nutrition. You're not gonna see the results that you wanna see if you don't clean up your nutrition, and this is the easiest and most sustainable way to do it. Now, if you are somebody that doesn't like the idea of portion, control or restriction, which I'm going to tell you here in a second is not restrictive. We also have another program called To Be Mindset. Now, this is a more intuitive way of eating that has a few less rules, but also yields really great results. That's something, if you want to talk to me about that, we can talk about it later. I'm a portion fix girl because I tend to overeat. And so I do much better when I know exactly how much of each food group I'm supposed to eat. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, this is a really good reference. You can download this food list using this link right here, but it's also listed here. These are the foods that you're allowed to eat. Now, it is a lot of food. This is not one of those things where you need to go and try to eat every single thing on this list. This is a reference for you. So if you're thinking, can I eat this food? Look at the list. Most likely you can. The rule of thumb here is it real food? Then yeah, you can eat it. So one thing on this list is the food at the top of every category is going to be the most nutrient dense, and the food at the bottom is going to be the least nutrient dense. Still totally allowed, but if you're really trying to maximize the nutrition you're putting into your body, pull something from the top of the list. My best example of that is the yellow container, which is the carbohydrate. A sweet potato is going to be much better for you than 2 corn tortillas. You're allowed to have corn tortillas, but it's not going to fuel your body in the same way that a sweet potato will, if that makes sense. Now, what do we do with these containers? Okay, first, what you want to do is figure out what plan you fall into and how much you're supposed to eat each day. The first step in doing that is calculating your calorie target. It's really easy to do. You're just going to go to one of these columns. Now, I would say most of you should go here to moderately challenging, unless you're doing like Insanity Max 30 or Asylum or something. And then once you find your calorie target, then you're going to go here and look for what plan you fall under. If you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, I want you to move up a plan. Okay, so typically I would fall under plan A, but since I'm nursing, I follow plan B. Okay, you need more calories to do that. I want everybody in the chat now, if you know what plan you are, go ahead and type it in. If you don't know what plan you are, say, I'm going to figure it out tonight. All right. Now, once you know what plan you are, you're going to look at it. And so I'm plan B. That means that I get 4 servings of greens every day. Now, this graphic is really good down here. If you don't have these, first of all, they're $7 on Team Beachbody if you want to buy them. If you don't want to buy them, you don't have to. These are the measuring cup equivalents right down here. So I get 4 greens, which are veggies, 3 fruits, 4 proteins, 3 carbs. Unfortunately, just 1 blue. You guys, that's the hardest one for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I love cheese. I love cheese so much. And so I only get 1, and that's really sad. 1 orange and 4 teaspoons. All right, so the thing about these portion containers is it doesn't matter. Now, caveat, it does matter if you're doing 80-day obsession and following the timed nutrition. We can talk about that separately if you are doing that. But for everybody else, it does not matter when you eat what container or in what combination you eat them, okay? You can have any combo that you want at any meal, as long as at the end of the day, those are the numbers that you have reached. I also want to say, it is very tempting because of diet culture to think this is the maximum amount I'm allowed to have and I need to stay under it. That is not how this works. This is the amount based on your calorie target that your body needs. So you want to try to eat all of them, okay? It's really tempting to be like, you know, I'm going to save XYZ because I want to indulge at the end of the week. We'll talk about saving your treats, but you need, like my body needs 4 servings of veggies and it needs 3 servings of fruits, okay, to keep going. If you're going to skimp on one, skimp on your yellow, okay? Your body doesn't need all of those carbs necessarily. We'll talk about treats here in a second. All right. Before we move on to the rest of the nutrition, does anybody have a question about the containers? Go ahead and unmute yourself and ask a question if you have one. One thing, in all of the meal plans that I send you, it will say on the recipe how many containers it's worth. Okay, so I'll show you guys. Let's see. I think I have this. So down here, so you can see it says portion fixed containers, 1 red, 1 teaspoon. And then down here for the recipes, it's going to say it over here on the left. Okay, 1.5 yellow, 1/2 teaspoon. So if you're following the recipes that I send you, this is a no-brainer. You should be able to tell how much. If you're wanting to make your own, so like for me, I love to cook. It's something that I've always done. So I don't always follow the recipes that are in this meal plan. What you need to do then is add up everything that you put into a recipe and then divide it by the number of servings that that recipe makes. And then you'll know how much is in each, in each serving. Also, any recipe you find on Beachbody On Demand is going to show you how much they're worth as well. All right, questions about portion fix? Anybody? All right. If you have a question at any point about something I've said, just unmute yourself and ask me. This is not super formal. Okay, this is something that I every single day have to think about, all right? You need to be drinking more water than you think you do. Our goal is half your body weight in ounces of water per day. So if you weigh 180 pounds, you need to drink 90 ounces of water a day. A really great tip is to use a straw. I don't know if anyone else has tried that, but for me, if I have a straw, I will drink so much more water. I always, always, always have a big cup of water with a straw next to me. The other thing is, if you think that just having water near you, if you think you're just going to sip on it all day and get enough water in your system, you're not going to. So one thing that you can do is set a reminder on your phone, set an alarm for every like hour or 2 hours, and then just go chug. When the alarm goes off, just go chug. Okay. That way you'll get enough water in. If you drink sparkling water, as long as it is unsweetened, that will count as well. I happen to be obsessed with sparkling water, and so I'm not allowed to have any sparkling water until I have drank at least half of my allotted water for the day. That's like my reward for myself. Otherwise, I would just drink sparkling water all day. Okay, meal plans. As you know, I send you meal plans every single week. Now, these are only reserved for my people that are active customers or discount coaches. That means you have an active order of something, whether it's Shakeology or Energize or whatever, to get those meal plans. I send them out every Friday, sometimes Saturday mornings if I've had a rough Friday. Okay, we already talked about Fixate. Now, treats and zings. They used to be called zings back in the day if you followed the portion fix for any length of time. The goal is to have no more than 3 treats a week. Now, here are some examples of, I don't think anybody needs ideas of how to treat themselves. I think you all know what you want, but if you need some examples, basically anything that is not approved, 1 serving of that is going to count towards 1 of your yellow containers. So that is the one thing that you can save up throughout the week if you want to have a treat. So if you know you're going to have like, a glass of wine, or you're going to have some chocolate, or you want to have enchiladas from Chuy's, you can have that, but you need to save your yellows, okay? The reason for this is, we want to make sure that we are planning out our treats. The problem that a lot of people run into is when they have a treat unintentionally, it's really easy to snowball. It's really easy to be like, okay, well, I'll just get back on track tomorrow, and then it happens again. And then, well, I'll just get back, and then before you know it, 2 weeks have gone by and you've done nothing with your nutrition. When you save up your yellow container, you're planning for it. You know exactly what you're going to have, and then you're much less likely to overdo it, okay? We want this way of eating to be sustainable for your whole life. And there are a few of us on this call that have been doing this for a long time and can tell you that it is a lifestyle that is sustainable. And it's one that provides such a great balance of treating yourself with staying on track. So 3 zings a week. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to, but I would recommend playing around with this and figuring out what does that look like for you to treat yourself during the week. All right, Shakeology. Now, if you are on this call and you are not drinking Shakeology, I need to tell you that you are missing out big time, okay? Shakeology for me, and this is not something that I promote a ton because I'm not really supposed to, but if you don't know my health story, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease 7 years ago and had 2 other subsequent autoimmune diagnoses, and I had a blood clot in my lung that almost killed me. It was a rough go for a while. All of that is inflammation in my body. It was out of control. I started drinking Shakeology when I joined my first challenge group. My very first day was October 3rd, 2016. After 6 weeks of drinking Shakeology, my inflammatory markers in my blood work were lower than they had been in 5 years. I am convinced that Shakeology has saved my life, okay? That's not something I'm going to blow up social media about because I can't guarantee that something's going to save somebody's life. But I know for me, my gut and my insides are not the same as they were 3.5 years ago when I started drinking this. The quality of the nutrition that exists in Shakeology is second to none. You can buy a protein shake off the shelf at your grocery store and you'll get a serving of protein, and it might even be clean in the sense that there's not a bunch of crap in it. But there is nothing else that's going to have the same level of dense superfood nutrition that exists in Shakeology. If you guys have not, just go on YouTube and Google Darren O'Lean, Shakeology. He's the co-creator of Shakeology. He has literally traveled the world searching for the best ingredients to put in this stuff. There is a reason why Shakeology costs $130 every month, because it is the cream of the crop. Okay, you get what you pay for when it comes to shakes, and this is no joke. So with Shakeology by itself, say you put a scoop in water and you shake it up, that counts as one red container, one serving of protein. Anything you add to it, you need to count toward your portion fix for the day. Okay, so I really, right now I'm drinking the vegan tropical strawberry, and I like to blend that with frozen fruit. And so I measure out in my purple container, I usually put 2 servings of fruit in there. So usually frozen strawberries with like frozen pineapple or frozen berries, something, it depends on what we have. And then I like it with water, so I just do frozen fruit and water and my Shakeology, and then I add my collagen, we'll talk about that in a minute, and my Power Greens boost to it. So for me, my Shakeology counts as 1 red, 2 purples, and half a green, because 1 scoop of Power Greens counts as half a green container. So just remember to keep track of what you're putting in your Shakeology. Any milk substitute, so if you use like almond milk or cashew milk or hemp milk or like Ripple or whatever you use, that's going to count toward your teaspoon allotment. Okay, so you can have 8 ounces of a milk substitute, and that's going to count as 1 of your teaspoons for the day. Just FYI, it's kind of a funky thing, but just know that that's what that counts as. Okay. If you want to modify your Shakeology order, you can use this link. All you have to do is log on to teambeachbody.com. I'm actually going to show you guys how to do this right now because a lot of people have questions about it. So you can always change your Shakeology flavor. You can pause it for a month. Like if you have, a couple of bags, you shouldn't, because that means you're not drinking it. But if that happens to you, you can pause, you can cancel your Shakeology. I hope that you don't, but you can at any point. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to come up here to where it says your name and click on that arrow, and then you're going to go to My Orders. And maybe it will show you. My Wi-Fi is being slow. If you ever have questions about how to do this, you've forgotten how to do it, please just let me know. Feel free to, if I don't answer, so this is a good thing for you guys to know. In my coaching business, I have set coaching hours, and so I'm not constantly on our challenge tracker app. So if you need something from me and it's relatively urgent and I haven't seen it or I haven't answered, please feel free to text me. I will put my phone number in the chat so all of you can have it. So don't hesitate to do that. Okay, so what you'll do now is you'll come out so you can see and I'll just go ahead and do this now because I wanted to move this up anyway. My next Shakeology is set to be billed on the 15th. All you're going to do is click for details, and this is where you can do it. If you want to change your flavor, change your ship date. So I'm going to go here. I want to change my ship date. So you can just pick and I want it to come out tomorrow because we're running low. So all I do is that, and now it's going to come out tomorrow. So you can push that out. You can, whatever you need to do. All right. These links in this PDF are live, by the way, so you can click those. All right, now I want to talk about something that is not a requirement, but it will change your life. If you see me on my social media talking about my mama juice, this is Energize, okay? So we'll talk about all the supplements, but Energize is formulated as a pre-workout. You are supposed to drink it 20 to 30 minutes before you press play on your workout. And it really does give you a boost of energy to power through your workouts. I see lots of heads nodding. Donna and Michaela, I see you both. Like, it really does help you. And it is the cleanest pre-workout on the market. Y'all, a lot of other pre-workouts will make you feel really jittery because it's full of sugar. This is not, okay? We have lemon and fruit punch right now. Next month, we're supposed to be launching mixed berry Energize. So that's very exciting. So be on the lookout for that. I don't know if anything's been delayed because of COVID or anything like that, but the initial plan was May. So if you want to order a sample pack, unfortunately, lemon is the only flavor that has a 10 sample pack. And you can do that here. Otherwise, they come in a 40 serving tub or a 30 serving stick pack. I have all of it because I just am obsessed. If you want to try Energize, just let me know and I will send you. I typically send my new people a couple of samples anyway, but if you want to try it, just let me know and I'll send it to you. People ask me a lot, do I have to just drink Energize before my workout or can I drink it other times? It is a rare thing that I am not drinking Energize at any given point during the day. It's totally safe to drink. One scoop of Energize or one pack of Energize has 100 milligrams of caffeine. So the only thing is if you're monitoring your caffeine intake, be mindful of that. So if you're pregnant, keep it under 2 scoops. That's like the hardest thing ever when I was pregnant to do that. I'm nursing, so I try to keep it under 3 scoops. Believe it or not, that's extremely difficult for me. My favorite way to drink Energize is both flavors mixed together. So I tend to just load it up and it's probably a problem, but we don't need to talk about that. Fun fact, it has been shown in the research that's happening right now with COVID-19 that one natural ingredient that has been shown to fight it is quercetin, which Energize has in it. It's what makes Energize yellow and funky looking, is the quercetin. So I'm not saying that Energize prevents you from getting COVID. I'm just saying that's a fun little fact. Okay, we also have other performance line supplements. Recover is definitely the most popular next to Energize. This is meant to be had after your workout. It helps aid in muscle rebuilding and helps prevent the lactic acid buildup in your muscles that makes you sore. So if you're doing a heavy weight lifting workout specifically, for sure if you're doing lift 4, I would recommend Recover. It's really, really helpful. It really, really does work. We have chocolate in both whey and vegan. And then we have orange in whey, which tastes like a dreamsicle, if that is your jam. I'm looking. So Stephanie, great question. No, they do not. If you drink Recover immediately after your workout, it is a freebie as long as you don't add things to it. Like if you just shake it up. If you add things to it, then obviously you need to count that. It is much less dense than Shakeology because it doesn't have all of the crazy superfoods in it. So if you shake Recover up with water, it just tastes like chocolate milk. It's really good. And then, like I said, orange is really tasty too. It tastes like a dreamsicle. We also have other things on the performance line. I don't ever use them. But if you happen to have like maybe a husband that's super into like getting swole, we do have like creatine, and we have something called Recharge, which is something to drink before you go to bed at night that helps overnight muscle recovery as well. So FYI about that. Here are 2 other things that we offer. I'm just speeding through this because I want you guys to know, like, when I got you signed up, I didn't necessarily say you need to get this and this and this and this and this. What I really want everyone to be set up with is Shakeology and our workouts. But we have lots of other really great products that I just want to run through with you so that you know that they exist. Beach bars, I literally ate one like 20 minutes before I hopped on this call. Again, Beachbody as a company is committed to providing the cleanest products on the market. So these are straight up just protein bars, but they're so tasty and they're not full of junk. We have 3 flavors. I need to edit this. We have chocolate peanut butter and chocolate cherry almond. Those are the regular beach bars. And then we have a vegan beach bar, which is a chocolate almond crunch. That happens to be my favorite. Super yummy. And then I'm just want to make sure. Yeah, less sugar than an apple. Crazy town, right? They're so good. They're really so good. Collagen. Now, this is, I want to just, a lot of people think that all collagen is created equal. It's not. So if you are drinking a collagen supplement that is specifically for joint health, I want you to know that this is not that, okay? This is kind of the vanity collagen, which I love. It is for healthy hair, healthy skin, healthy nails. It's that specific collagen protein that supports those areas of your body. Now, I will say that there is something in the works coming down the pipeline that is probably going to be the collagen that supports joint health, but that is not in existence yet. Okay, one other thing I want to talk about that we don't talk about very much is it's great if you commit to this journey and you see a change in your body physically. That is awesome. But if you still feel like junk in your head and in your heart, it doesn't matter a whole lot. So what I want you guys to do is, in addition to committing to working out daily and following the nutrition and drinking your shake, I want you to commit to 10 minutes, just 10. You can do more if you want to, but just 10 minutes of mindset fitness every day. Personal development. I listed a few of my favorites over here on the left, whether that's listening to a podcast, listening to an audiobook, sitting down and reading an actual book. Just take care of your head and of your heart too, okay? I want you to grow in all areas of your life, and this is going to be a big piece of that, okay? If you have personal development favorites, feel free to drop them in the chat. All right, since today is day 1, you should have already done this. If you haven't, don't worry, you can go do it now. Take your pictures. I know that when you hear me say this, you say, no, thank you, because it's not a fun thing to not be where you want to be physically and take your picture. But I am telling you, if you commit to this, you're going to see drastic changes, and they're not always going to show up on the scale. So the scale is not going to be the best indicator of all of the success that you made. When you look at a picture of yourself at the end of this challenge, you are going to be shocked, because it really, really, really shows up when you are simultaneously losing weight and building muscle, which if you commit to the nutrition and working out, you will. You're gonna want these pictures, okay? So you don't have to post them on social media unless, you know, your name is Donna or Kristen. Then you probably should, since you're a coach. But you don't have to post these on social media, but you want to have them send them to me, or you can just put them in the challenge tracker app like it asks you to, okay? But take them. All right, also take your measurements. Like I said, you're gonna be losing weight and building muscle, so the scale is not gonna tell you everything. Take your measurements. Michaela just posted today about how she looked at her measurement loss over the last, Michaela, unmute yourself. Tell everybody what happened.
Yeah, I took my measurements this morning. I started in, I think like September was the first time I took measurements, end of September. So it's been like 6 months. And I am down like 13.25 inches on my body, which is insane. And I also want to say that in my first program that I did, when I did Morning Meltdown the first time, I think I might have even gained a pound. I don't think I lost any weight. And like I have battled my weight forever, but I lost like 11 inches. So it's not all about the scale.
Amen, sister. See, I love that. I didn't pay her to say that. That is real results, people. Okay, challenge tracker app. You should all have gotten an invitation to join our group. Now I need to tell you, welcome to your last experience on the challenge tracker app. This is our last group, most likely, on the app because Beachbody is launching something new next month called BOD groups, and it's going to be paired with Beachbody on Demand. That's where we're going to run our challenge group. But for now, for the month of April, we are here on the challenge tracker app. Now, I know that it has been being a little funky lately and crashing. I know that. I am sorry. Restart your phone, delete the app, and re-download it. We'll get through it together. You can also always access the group by going to mychallengetrackerportal.com if you need to access it from the internet or from a computer. But this is where everything is going to live. This is where I'm going to post every day about, you know, what our challenges for the day or what I want you to think about for the day. I'm going to have some guest posters this month as well. And this is where you're going to go in and log your shake and your workout every single day. I also want you to feel free to log other things that you want. If you have a legit recipe that you are loving, post about it in there. If you're having a really hard day and guys, I can't do this, I want you to come in and lean into it. Lean on this accountability. You will get out of this what you put into it. So if you never check in to the group, you're probably not going to get super great results. This is where the magic happens, all right? The people who engage the most are the ones that get the best results because it's all about accountability. Now, I want you guys to think about scheduling out what you are going to do in terms of your workouts, like when you're going to have your workout and when you're going to drink your shake. So I want everybody now in the chat to tell me, no, I know life looks crazy town right now. Things are not normal. But in general, when are you going to get your workout in and when are you going to drink your shake? Go ahead and now I'm going to stop sharing. Get us all back on here. Let me open this chat and see what's going on. All right. So we have lots of people doing 10 rounds. Steph, you're doing lift 4. I love it. Lift 4 is before 10 rounds. Lift 4 was my favorite program. I think 10 rounds might be my new favorite. I'm loving it. Kristen's doing PIO. If you guys haven't done PIO, first of all, Shalene Johnson, I just want to like fold her up and put her in my pocket. She's just precious. But PIO is so good for flexibility if you are struggling there, and also strength. So good. Okay, what else is happening here? Yes, learning new things. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yes, gallon jug for water. Get yourself on Amazon. I know lots of you guys have this, but there are all kinds of options for huge water bottles. Some, I know, Michaela, you have the one that says like what time you should be at what level as a little visual reminder. So good.
My water bottle also tells me I'm awesome, so highly recommend. Highly recommend.
I love that. I love it. All right. I will say now I mean, this is everybody's life right now, but now that I'm at home, I drink my shake at random times during the day. But when I was working outside my house, it was my breakfast every day because I'm a horrible breakfast eater, and it's just so convenient. And it's such a great way to start off your day, nutrition wise. So now I have it like usually around like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a really great, like, if you have the munchies, kind of fill you up snack. Um, Also, I know Donna does this a lot. You should, if you have, I mean, I guess you could do it with any flavor, but especially if you have chocolate, Shakeology. Google Shakeology mug cake and just experiment with that. It is so tasty. I will say, if you make a mug cake, or if you make, like, sometimes I make Shakeology waffles. If you do that, it does reduce the level of nutrition that you're getting. It's still great, and for sure a great option if you're having a sweet tooth. But it's not going to give you as much nutrition as it would if you just drank it like a shake. There's all kinds of like Shakeology ball goodies too. Some of them have come through the meal plans, and they're for sure all on the Beachbody on demand website. Yes, Steffi made one last night. Oh, you almost made one last night. Yeah, they're so good. Also, maybe just put a little bit of peanut butter on top. Is just so good. Yes, it is okay to drink more than one shake a day. There is nothing bad that will happen to you if you drink more than one shake a day. My only hesitancy there is make sure you're eating enough real food too. So if you don't have a problem with getting in all your containers and you want another shake, go for it. Yeah, it's good stuff. On busy nights, that is like such a lifesaver. And sometimes, like for me too, I have gotten kind of in this bad habit of working out late. Like Tim and I have been working out at like 9 o'clock at night, and it is just not my fave. But I'm like so hungry afterwards. So a shake is a really great option, after something like that, when you're like, I probably shouldn't be eating more, but I'm hungry. So, all right, that is all I have for you guys. Does anybody that has been in challenge group before have any words of wisdom that you would like to share with your fellow boot campers? The floor is yours.
I have been one of those people that will go around and play with the different videos in Beachbody On Demand, usually in between programs. And I end up hodgepodging around, and I can definitely feel the difference between being in a program and not being in a program. It's a good way to get to know another program, especially if you're looking for something to change it up and you're not doing one of the other programs. Or if you need a good stretch, like there's a lot of yoga and stuff like that if you're feeling super tight. But definitely it's one of those, like, I've noticed it that I don't have a plan, that it's weird, and like I feel like I'm all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, such good advice. I definitely encourage you to peruse Beachbody On Demand. I mean, go and see all of the stuff that you have access to. And, if you want to take the first week even and do different workouts, that's fine. But then I want you to choose. If you're having trouble choosing which program to do, just talk to me. I'll help you figure out where to start based on what your goals and what your needs are. But definitely stick to one. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
I had a meal prepping question.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's question time. So what I've been doing is, so I know what my my plan is, or what is it called? B. Mm-hmm. And so what I've been doing is, like, every week, picking a couple recipes and kind of like adding up the total amount of containers, and then kind of adding in, like, say I need an extra protein or extra carb or whatever, kind of thinking of ideas that, like, could, like, thinking of ideas to make sure I get the right amount every day. And then, like, literally prepping out for like 5 to 7 days. Sometimes I guess like what I'm struggling with, and maybe others have input or advice, or maybe there's videos that might be helpful to watch too, is just like, I don't know, streamlining my meal prep. Because like if you do like 2 of those recipes on the like on the meal plans that you sent out, I don't know if I'm just not as efficient, but like I can spend like 6 hours in meal prep, you guys. Like, and I don't know if anyone has suggestions or advice, but like some of them are really easy, but then like some of them it's like, wow, I'm chopping vegetables for a while.
Yeah. I think the first thing I want to say is you will figure out what works best for you, and it's not going to be the same as everybody else. So some people like to make all of their meals for the whole week at once on, Sunday afternoon, and that works really well for them. Sometimes it doesn't because it is taking too long, or it's just not working well. For me, what I like to do is pick like one meal and make a bunch of it. So I have that meal prepped, but then make elements of meals. So meal prep isn't necessarily like the full meal. It's prepping ingredients that you can pull really easily. So one example is make a just crap ton of like shredded chicken. So I'll put a ton of chicken like in my Instapot and just have this whole giant thing of chicken in my fridge so I can pull that out. I can put it on a salad. I can put it in a taco. I can just have it by itself, that kind of thing. So then you can kind of switch it up on the fly too. Cause for me, like I'm such a foodie, like maybe I planned to eat X meal every day this week, but Thursday rolls around. I'm like, I don't want to eat that. That doesn't sound good to me. And I want something different, then I can easily pull something and throw something together that is still going to stay on track. But is a little bit more flexible. So stuff like that, like prepping, definitely prepping snacks. When you get all of your groceries, I definitely recommend washing and chopping up and storing portioned out all of your fruits and veggies. Pro tip, store your fruits in mason jars. They keep so much longer. So much longer. So definitely do that. Anybody else have things that have worked well for you guys?
Yeah, so can you guys hear me? Did I mute myself?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I also don't plan, like I don't do all of my meals for a whole week because that makes me super overwhelmed. It's just a lot to put together. And like Haley was saying, I get bored by like day 5 if I've had the same things, and then I'm more likely to go eat something that I shouldn't. So when I first joined, like every meal that I was making, I was looking up some recipe online, and like it was becoming too overwhelming. So now what I do is like my recipe that I put a lot of my like effort and focus into is my dinner. So like I might make a good recipe for that. And then I try to pick simpler meals that are easy to put together for like lunch or breakfast. So like I just made a ton of turkey bacon so that I could have like BLTs for lunch, because that's just like toast a slice of whole wheat bread, slice of tomato, put lettuce on it and bacon. It's like good to go. So like another advice or tip for you could be like pick which meal that you want to focus on and put effort into, and then make the other ones simple, like grilled chicken and veggie. Like not every meal has to be something that you find on the Fixate channel, and that'll help.
Yeah, that's really good.
I've also found that sometimes if you are able to, sometimes it is just better to buy the stuff chopped up. Like at least for me, like I have 2 kids. Sundays are like super valuable family time, and I do spend a good chunk of the day meal prepping, and it's nice. My husband spends time with the kids, but if it's like more than 2 hours, I lose interest and I don't want to do it. So I find that like I'll buy like my peppers and onions like already diced if I'm gonna have like eggs with that in it, because dicing a pepper, like who has time for that? So I would just say like seriously, that's no.
I know.
So good though. Such good advice.
I mean, if you can, it is more expensive. So like it's not always sustainable to do that, but if possible, I had already.
Y'all, chopping stuff is my favorite part of cooking.
Not
Hey,
me.
it's not going to be the same for
Such a
everyone.
weirdo. I love prepping veggies.
No.
No, not me. No, thank you.
No, I like to get mine, especially onions. If I can get those pre-chopped,
Mhm.
I'm good.
Yeah. I buy those frozen diced onions.
Yes.
Because I never use enough onion. And so the frozen got you just a little bit.
If I dice a whole onion, I put a baggie of it in the freezer for the next week because I'm like, at least I put in that effort. I'm taking advantage.
Yeah.
I know one of the things I like to do is, since I'm kind of like Stephanie, where my dinners are a little bigger, whatever I'm having for dinner, because it's just my husband and I'll take some of that for lunch the next day and just kind of roll it over. And that makes it less like trying to prep all the stuff and you're having multiple meals and stuff like that. And so that's what I'll do. I'll pick something specifically that's bigger, like a skillet dish that makes a lot, and then divide it up that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did that tonight.
So good. Any other questions? Y'all, we're coming up on an hour. This was so fun. I love it. We're totally going to do this every month.
I know. I must like you guys a lot too because I'm in Massachusetts and it's 10 o'clock here.
See? There you go. I know we got a couple East Coasters on the call. Okay, well, if there aren't any other questions, I'll let you guys go. But first, Donna knows about this, but on our team, we do something called the bobblehead boomy. So I'm going to take a boomerang of us, and you all have to go like this because this is just what we do. And I will tag you all if you're on social media. It happened accidentally one day. We were on a team call, and we all did it. And I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, we all look like bobbleheads. But now it's our thing. So get ready. All right. Jamie, if you can and you want to turn your video on and be part of our bobblehead boomy, you can. If not, no worries. Give you a second. Okay, on the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do it. 1. No, everyone did it. Okay, perfect.
I'm all like, how fast do I go? Do I start to the right or the left?
I know it's funny because both Angela and Kristen both are just like a little bit. So cute. Okay, thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. This was so much fun. I hope it provided a little bit of like outside world love as well, which is nice right now. Maybe we'll just do this again just to hang out. If you guys ever have questions, you know where to find me. Please don't hesitate to ask. And I'll see you all tomorrow on the app. All right.
Bye.
Bye.